Some people may think that creating a website is really hard, that you need to have experience with HTML or coding or just previous experience with web design, and that's absolutely not the case. In today's video, guys, I just wanted to go over a few things that I look for before getting started online with any web hosting provider, and I hope that these tips will help you guys to get started today. If you guys are totally new here to this channel for Learnanet.com, hit the subscribe button along with the bell, and that way with any future videos that I put up, you'll be sure to receive them. So I've been online for several years, and during this period, I've been able to create different websites and blogs using WordPress. Now, if you don't know too much about WordPress and using it to like start websites or blogs online, WordPress is just a simple software that's free. It's 100% free. You don't have to pay for it at all, but it allows you to basically build out your website. That way, you don't have to learn things like, coding or HTML or CSS. None of that. You don't have to learn any techie skills to be able to do it. Now, the idea with creating a website is that one, you need to think about the web builder that you're going to use. In this case, I recommend using WordPress. It's very user friendly and it's ideal for beginners. But before you can actually get access to WordPress, you need to get what's called web hosting itself. You need web hosting, and you need also what's called a domain name. And so domain names are simply the name of your website. Like in my case, it's learnanet.com. It's very simple, short, and right to the point. And so you guys want to think about a domain name or a name of your website that will describe your brand. And anytime someone thinks about the products or services that you offer, your brand name will come to their minds. And so think about that, your domain name, the name of your website that you want to call it. Also, you're going to need web hosting. Web hosting will basically allow you to host your website 24/7, 365 days. That when people are online searching for you on Google, Yahoo, and Bing, they'll be able to find your website, whether you're up awake or you're asleep, wherever it is that you are. People will be able to find your website and it'll be served to them wherever it is that they're situated. So that's pretty cool, right? Web hosting serves that very purpose. There are thousands of web hosting companies out there. You basically have to decide which one you're going to use to create your website. There's one in particular that I've been using. It's called Green Geeks. In fact, if you guys click the link below, it's just going to open up to their main page. And when you click on it, it's going to give you guys access to an amazing discount where you're going to be getting up to 70% off today if you use any link right below. You also get a free domain name and some nice deals on their web hosting itself. There are a few reasons why I recommend using Green Geeks. Of course, as I mentioned before, that there are a lot of web hosting providers that are online, in fact, thousands of them. And the idea with creating a site, you need to start off with a reliable web hosting provider. And so, what I think that you need to be able to start off any website the right way, guys, is that you need to find a web hosting provider that's affordable. What do I mean by affordable? Well, again, there are thousands of web hosting providers online. Some charge a lot of money just to get your website online. What I like about Green Geeks is that you can get started for as little as $2.95 today. Most web hosting providers online that you'll find, guys, charge roughly about $10 a month, give or take. But with the discounted link that's right below, you'll be able to get started today for only $2.95. It's an amazing deal. It's really ideal for beginners and for individuals that are on a tight budget who are looking for the absolute best way to get online the right way. Another reason that I recommend using Green Geeks during my experience with using them and creating WordPress websites online, they have amazing customer support. And so, in the event that you guys have questions about your web hosting, your account, or your site itself, you can always reach somebody by phone, email, or even by chat. They have an amazing, customer service team there that I'm very happy to partner with. And for that reason, I recommend them for you guys to create your sites today. Another aspect of selecting a web hosting provider, guys, for your business is to look for a provider that has great uptime performance. So, uptime performance just means that the web hosting provider is reliable. When someone surfs online, types in like a long tail keyword into Google, Yahoo, or Bing, and they see your result in Google search, when they click through, the page is going to load and your content is served to them. If for some reason, the searcher clicked through and they got like maybe a maintenance error or your website was offline or whatever the issue is, that's a problem. That's an uptime issue. And so thankfully with Green Geeks, they have amazing uptime performance. And I think that's something that you should definitely look into before getting started with any web hosting provider online, because the reality is when you create a site online, guys, you create a website, a blog, an e-commerce store, it really doesn't matter. If you create content on your website and people can't find you online when they're searching for you online, it means that you're losing money with your business. But if people can't find you online through Google, Yahoo, and Bing, it means that you get more exposure to your brand. And of course, people will be able to purchase your products and services that you promote, on your website. So again, going with a web host that's super affordable for all budgets, great customer support, and rock solid uptime performance for reliability. So another thing, guys, that I like to look for that's extremely important to me during my years, being online creating sites is to look for a web hosting provider that has great security. Now, we all know that in the times that we live in, websites are bombarded with things like malware, spam, hackers, and viruses, and you name it, it's happening. And so you need a web hosting provider that takes proactive measures to protect your website 24/7, 365 days a year. That way it can always stay secure, especially when people are surfing your website itself. Okay. Another aspect of selecting a web hosting provider, guys, that I like to consider are website speeds and page loads. Now, Google put out a really interesting fact that to rank websites high in the search results itself, they actually do consider the speed of your website itself. And so I think that if you go for a web hosting provider like Green Geeks that has very fast page loads, they give you free CDNs. CDNs are content delivery networks. I firmly believe that every web hosting provider online should offer free CDNs. Unfortunately, most web hosting providers online don't, or if they do, they actually charge for it. And so, with Green Geeks, I like that they offer these free content delivery networks itself. You need it because once you start publishing content like on your website, your blog, and you start gaining visitors, your visitors are going to increase, your web traffic is going to build up and increase. And obviously, you want CDNs because they impede your website from crashing. They allow your website to be able to handle droves of traffic no matter where it's coming from, be it here in the US, from Europe, Asia, Africa, wherever your visitors are coming from. CDNs are just ideal, for that. And if you guys want to know more about that, I'll link to a post. It's a review that I created about Green Geeks itself, and it just goes through the ins and outs of why I recommend using their web hosting today. Also, you want to get hold of a web hosting provider that's scalable. So if you're a beginner online and you've never created a website online, I highly recommend you get started with their first tier itself. They have like 3 different plans that you can select from. If you guys click the link below, you'll be brought to their page, and you'll notice, guys, that they have like 3 different plans that you can select from with creating your site today. There's a starter plan which only goes for $2.95. You'll notice that they have a mid tier that's $5.95, and then the premium, which is only $10.95. Now, the real difference between these 3 tiers is this: one, the light plan allows you to create one website online, but if you guys want to create multiple websites online, maybe for like affiliate marketing or network marketing, or you just have several projects down the pipeline, then you can select between the pro and the premium. I'm using the pro plan. I really like it. It has everything that I need. And so you notice that obviously CDNs are included for free across the board. You also get free SSL certificates, which just reassures your visitors, guys, that your website is secure, that information that passes through the browsers is encrypted. And so one thing that I wanted to highlight, guys, is that again, when creating a website online, you want to select a web hosting provider that's affordable. It's great customer support, great uptime performance, amazing security, really nice page loads, and it's scalable. That way you can get started today using perhaps like the light plan. And if your needs change, down the road, you can always just bump up to pro and then premium and so on. And so it's scalable according to the needs and resources that you need for your business itself. And that way you can move at a pace that feels most comfortable for you. Now, something that I wanted to share with you guys that is that with all of the videos that I have online, reviews like this for Green Geeks, being that I really love, the web hosting itself, I actually do have tutorials that show you step by step how to create your blog or your website today using WordPress. If you're on YouTube, and I'll link to it right below, guys, that way you can access them. That way, when you get started today using the links below to create your website, you can follow these tutorials that I have here on YouTube. If you type in Green Geeks Tutorial 2022, you'll see the first two videos that pop up, both of which are mine, and they show you step by step how to create your website or your blog using WordPress. And so, if you want to learn a simple way and the absolute best way to create, a website today, guys, get started today using the links below. I put together these tutorials for your benefit with beginners in mind. That way you can learn the ins and outs of creating a simple site within a few short moments using WordPress without any need at all with HTML or coding. You don't need experience with that at all. All you need to do is get started today, guys, using the link that's right below, and that way you can get off to a really good start and save some money both on the front and back. So I just wanted to put up a brief video to show you guys, how is it that you can get started the right way online with your website. Of course, there are a lot of web hosting providers that are online, but I've handpicked each and every one that I use, and I love Green Geeks in particular because one, they're cheap, super affordable for beginners. As I mentioned before, great customer support. They have great uptime performance, great security. They're very scalable. And I really love everything that they have in place, guys, to help beginners, entrepreneurs, small business owners, corporations, any type of business that you're in. If you want to put a website or blog online, today Green Geeks is an amazing web hosting provider that'll help you guys to get off to a really good start. So I just wanted to talk about some of the many benefits, guys, that Green Geeks has. They're super secure, guys. They use SSD hard drives, keeps your website secure, your content and everything online. They're super fast with light speed. They use caching, which every web hosting provider should use. Some don't. If they do, it may be like an added feature that you have to pay for. But with Green Geeks, they actually include it. I talked about the free CDNs that I think every web hosting provider online should offer. Some charge for it as an add-on, but in the case of Green Geeks, they give it to you for free, guys. And so they're an amazing, amazing web hosting provider across the board. And again, I just wanted to put up this simple video to share with you guys again how you can get started the simple way online today by using the links up below. And again, if you guys have any questions at all, about this video or how to actually create, your websites online, be sure to check out the links, the video tutorials that I have below, and that way you guys can watch step by step how is it that you can create a website or a blog using Green Geek. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video and sticking with me to the very end. I just want to ask you to do two things. One, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and also share it. That way other amazing people just like yourselves will be able to find this same video in YouTube search. You guys have an amazing day and take care.